Mic on.
Right guys, so welcome to the beginning of the race at Zolder. Unfortunately, I messed up the qualifying, so starting from last, but we do manage to make up a few places on the first couple of laps and then throughout the rest of the race too. And we're off. I can't remember if the first corner had any accidents, but I'm pretty sure that the second corner had a few. So already up one place, up another place there, sneakily up the inside. Couple of places gained in the first two corners, just trying to settle in a little bit into this race. Yeah, everybody's warming up their brakes, trying to get the tires warmed up. There we go. So it was actually corner 3 that there was some of those first initial incidents. Not quite sure what place I am now, but I've made up a decent amount of spots in the first lap. Fighting the other Aston, trying to come around the outside. I think I let him go, to be honest. Yeah, just trying to stay out of trouble for my first race in a proper league with a bunch of guys that have been doing this for a while. As I said in one of my previous streams, I haven't had this game even for a month. So also the steering wheel is new, Thrustmaster TSXW Sparko rim. Really loving this wheel rim, by the way. I think I might do an upgrade to the shifters just to make them feel a little bit more tactile, but to be honest, I love this 310mm rim. I think it's a great size for the GT racing that I'm really starting to love at the moment. So yeah, still battling with Aston. See if we can get around him on this lap. So I'm currently running 20th, having started 32nd. So oh yeah, you see there's some more incidents, and I managed to just get through without getting smacked around. Very lucky. I was a little bit cautious because I saw the guys battling in front of me, but nevertheless very lucky to get through there without any accidents. I think that takes me up to P19 now. Probably a bit more. 14 I think I saw there. P14. Okay, the Acura went a little bit deep there. Was it? I think it's Honda in this game. Hey, yeah, Honda. The Honda going a little bit deep there. Still putting him under a little bit of pressure, but not going for any risky moves. Just sort of trying to push anyone wide with pressure if I can. Not really trying to yeet it up the inside of anybody at this stage of the race. Now, just trying to find my rhythm, get settled into my spot, not by going off the track. I think I was pushing a little bit harder to that first section of the first sector, I should say, of the race. I really struggled with. That first corner for me was the toughest of the track. I was losing a lot of time to everybody else there. Managed to fend off and hold off a couple of guys on the rest of the track. So the Porsche's coming up behind me now. I've had a bit of an incident. I tried to use this to my advantage by getting myself in between. Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. So Now, because of everything going on in front of me, the whole pack behind me is starting to catch, and had to go a little bit defensive on the inside there just to hold that Porsche off. Audi goes up the inside of the Porsche, giving me a little bit of a chance to get away, but I went super deep there onto the grass, trying to get away up to the inside line to try and block them off. Now there's a huge traffic jam behind me too, and everybody's jostling for position. I've gone off again from the pressure, I am happy to admit, but there goes the Porsche and the Audi. I think I just let the Audi go to didn't want to fight anyone at this stage. As I said, I really struggled on that first corner. So here we go, the Lexus is going to have a look, but I think I closed the door quite firmly, very wide on that exit, trying to carry all the speed into this next corner. This is a make or break corner for me in terms of what kind of pace you can find. I think I went up the inside of both of these guys, to be completely honest. Now, what did I do? No. Everybody's bouncing all over the place. A little bit defensive. Oh, okay. Yeah, so braked a bit late there, went deep, and luckily for me, only two got past because the guy behind me spun and held up all the other guys, so a little bit of luck there for me. Chasing Mr. Fensham in the M6 in this game, sorry. I think he has a little bit of an incident in the next couple of laps, and then we managed to get past him like that. Yeah, there we go. So managed to get past him. He decides to hook onto the tow bar, get a nice little slip down the main straight. And we're off back chasing the Porsche and the Audi. Those two guys were matching each other's pace quite nicely. We're currently running 19th in the Pro-Am. Well, this whole race is Pro-Am. Oh, and Christian has a massive off there, just carrying a little bit too much momentum through the corner. The rear couldn't handle it, looks like. Now I've got a nice little bit of space to either build my gap or maintain my gap to the back. I think now's a good time maybe to go to a cockpit view. Just listen to the engine on this beautiful Aston for a little bit. Alright, so can't see anyone in the rearview mirror. Time to attack this guy. See if we can get up nice and close to him and force an error. As I said, this corner is not my best. This guy's just had a big wiggle, so carrying the momentum through the corner all the way out to the outside if you can. That curb's a little bit funny if you are running a little bit too many RPMs. You sort of just at the top of your gears RPMs, the curb on that outside curb can really bounce you around if you're not careful. So just trying to put pressure on this Porsche in front. These Porsches were massively good on the brakes. They were really closing up to me a lot in the braking zones. He just ran a little bit wide there, probably didn't lose too much time. We're managing to catch him in the braking zone, so I'm sure I would have figured that out by now. And he goes off just a little bit too tight of a line, I think, into the last corner, last chicane, I should say. Trying to hit that apex, drift out, carry as much speed as you can. Caught that little slide there. Yeeted into this corner, and then try and hit the apex and get on the power as early as possible. It's always touch and go whether you're going to hit the outside gravel there or not, because of how much momentum you really need to carry through that corner. It's a pivotal corner of the race, almost losing control there. As we turn our attention to the car in front of us, probably about 1 point. See if we can see him over this corner, over this hill here. Probably about 1.6 seconds to 2 seconds away from me at this stage. Quick little ABS adjustment. So I haven't heard many guys speak about this at all, but I use the ABS adjustment sometimes to warm up the tires. So I'm still getting used to this game, not quite sure what tire pressures I should be running most of the time. So every now and again, one of my tires, the tire that you don't use the most around the track, will get a little bit cool, and if you turn the ABS down just enough, it creates a little bit more energy in the tire that's colder. White flag in front of us, somebody's had an issue. Let's see if we can. I think I do get around this man. I just kind of ask him politely in my head to stay where he is. There he is. So we're through. Oh wow. Just saw that massive accident in the background. I didn't even see that because obviously it wasn't in my rearview mirror. Up to 13th place now, running P13, having had a pretty good stint this far. Now this is the part of the race where everyone kind of is where their pace is, so it's not as frenetic as the beginning of the race, unless somebody has an off. Just trying to slowly make up some ground to the guys in front. Next is an Aston. The Audi had an off there, so next is the Audi. Let's see if I can get this Audi on this next lap.
Mic off. Mic on.
Had a little bit of a moment there coming onto the main straight, going through the last corner. Could have capitalized on that Audi's mistake, but unfortunately dropped back a little bit because of that. Oh, that Audi taking a bit of a launch through that chicane there. That Porsche seems to be gaining on us a bit. Oh, went extremely wide there, pushing, trying to catch the Audi. I think I got a warning for that for track limits. To be honest, sometimes when you hit the gravel in this game, Assetto Corsa Competizione, when you hit the gravel, no matter how much brake you apply, it's just not gonna happen. So, unfortunately, went sliding across the gravel there. You can see nicely with that with this camera angle how wide you go out on that corner, how little curve there is really there to contend with. A little bit of an incident here at the chicane. Got to get past this guy. There we go. I think he held up the Porsche there a little bit. Oh, massive off there for the Porsche behind me chasing. Let's watch it a little bit from my point of view. I thought about it and then decided that the safest thing would be to just wait. But I think we've been chasing this Audi for, I'm not sure how many laps, but it's at least 4 or 5 laps. He's just had some seriously consistent pace. I haven't been able to get close to him, besides the few little mistakes that he's made. He hit the grass there on the braking zone, so should have really made up a bit more time on him, but I was just really trying to be conservative in this race, not cause anybody else or myself any issues. So yeah, that's why I was being very cautious this race.
Mic off. Mic on.
I was being incautious, he says, going off onto the gravel. We got that blue Porsche coming up behind us now. Big understeer in the middle of that corner. Managed to gather it back with a little bit of braking. I think now is the time where I realized I really need to get past this Audi if I'm gonna hold off this Porsche, because he was really starting to catch me at a rate of knots now. And this Porsche behind me now is seriously on a charge. You guys are going to see what I was talking about earlier with the brakes. That Porsche just immense on the brakes. Went a little bit deep there. Trying to brake later to counteract how much this guy's catching me in the braking zone. Oh, very wide. I'm going to go to the inside to defend. Just let off the gas there a little bit to let him through, let him do what he wants to do. Just pressure him a little bit. I'm never gonna eat it down the inside of that corner. I'll break myself there a little bit. Just trying to keep up, man. Like, those Porsches on the brakes are unbelievable. Oh, and again, gone deep. Trying to keep up with that Porsche, pushing too hard, not sticking to my original game plan of just taking it easy. You can't help it, can you? When you've got the steering wheel in front of you and you see people going around you, you just want to catch up instinctively. Nice little battle going on in front of me. Oh, and the Aston's gone off. The Porsche's on the sand and the Audi's on the grass. So that's 3 places for me. Thank you very much. I think we are now getting close to the end of the race, so just really going to try and keep those guys behind me as best as I can. I think I've even built a small, built a small gap to the guys behind. I don't know if any of those guys picked up damage or anything, but they were about 0.2 to 0.3 faster than me per lap, so now they've just got to contend with each other, battling at the back. You should see them come into the shot soon. Oh, and the Porsche's hit the wall. The Audi's backwards. So now all I really need to do is just keep it on the tar, finish the race, keep nice and consistent. The next guy behind me is about 3 or 4 seconds behind me, so don't really have to worry about that. There is one guy in front of me that I'm going to try and catch. Just trying to hit all the marks now, keep it off, keep it clean, keep it tidy, no mistakes, no late braking, just trying to finish the race at this stage. I think I should only have a couple of laps left, if I'm correct. And we'll just ride along for this lap in the cockpit view. Just trying to hit all the apexes now. Nothing silly. We've done well. I think I'm currently in P10. No need to push at all. Guys behind me are very, very far behind me. A little bit of dust. Not sure if somebody had an issue. Aston's significantly closer now, so maybe he had a little moment on the grass or something. Slight lock up there, but nothing too serious. At this stage, you're sort of, you've got the rhythm of the track. You can kind of do a similar lap every lap without really having to push, if that makes sense. And there is the smoke to show that once I cross the finish line, the race is over. So we've brought it home, P10. How do you like that?